Up tight. Here we go. The front rows are on it. The back rows not really paying attention. But there goes the number 9 with a great jump on the green flag of Nick Hunter. But 40 of Dwayne Williams can't round him out. Around goes Mike Walling in the 29. And that's going to bring out our first caution.
This the initial start, he has to go to the
Yeah, 12 you dropped to the back?
No, he's going out. Never mind. He's going out.
12's out.
All right, so we got 57 of Kevin Carl dropping off as the 12 of Corey Babbitt as well.
Yeah, go. Do two to the back. Don't want no part of it tonight. They're just learning.
Lineup is right. Going to try this one again. The back two cars are just hanging back, trying to get some laps in practice. Watch Dwayne Williams here going into turn 1. Gives a good scrub to the 9 of Nick Hunter. Mike Walling fighting some bumps there on the exit of turn 4. Clean and green through lap number 1 after the restart. Try it again.
7-14.
And your leaders starting to stretch things out. Mike Walling putting a little bit of real estate between he and the 40 of Dwayne Williams. But if the 9 of Nick Hunter can jump up there to the 40 of Williams, it make it a little interesting. Williams moving up to the higher line of the racing surface, trying to find any bit of momentum that he can.
7. New lap. 29.
7 on the straightaway. Get the limit ready. I did next? Yes.
7 is out.
Limited modifieds to staging. Limited modifieds to staging. Limited modifieds to staging. Here he comes, the 40 of Dwayne Williams. Consistency has paid off. 14H. Robert Helmer stays out of the way. Lead lap makes their way through as we are now halfway home.
New lap.
Mike Walling carrying that left front just a touch through turns 3 and 4. We've got a real nice hooked up track here early on. We had a lot of rain all of last weekend and into the beginning of the week. And that has helped keep a lot of moisture in this racing surface. Dwayne Williams in the 40 trying to gain that distance that he lost. But it doesn't look to be the case here in this one. 2 laps to go with your leader now taking the white flag lap, Mike Walling. He went and raced national event last February. I say last February. It was a month ago. He blew a motor on Thursday, got one together, raced Friday, won Friday, and now he wins the heat race here tonight. The 29, Mr. Mike Walling, getting it done. Up tight. Here we go. The front rows are on it. The back rows not really paying attention. But there goes the number 9 with a great jump on the green flag of Nick Hunter. But 40 of Dwayne Williams can't round him out. Around goes Mike Walling in the 29. And that's going to bring out our first caution. Lineup is right. Going to try this one again. The back two cars are just hanging back, trying to get some laps in practice. Watch Dwayne Williams here going into turn 1. Gives a good scrub to the 9 of Nick Hunter. Mike Walling fighting some bumps there on the exit of turn 4. Clean and green through lap number 1 after the restart. Try it again.
14.
And your leaders starting to stretch things out. Mike Walling putting a little bit of real estate between he and the 40 of Dwayne Williams. But if the 9 of Nick Hunter can jump up there to the 40 of Williams, it make it a little interesting. Williams moving up to the higher line of the racing surface, trying to find any bit of momentum that he can.
7. New lap. 29.
7 on the straightaway, get to limit ready. I did next? Yes.
7 is out.
Here he comes, the 40 of Dwayne Williams. Consistency has paid off. 14H. Robert Helmer stays out of the way. Lead lap makes their way through as we are now halfway home.
New lap.
Mike Walling carrying that left front just a touch through turns 3 and 4. We've got a real nice hooked up track here early on. We had a lot of rain all of last weekend and into the beginning of the week, and that has helped keep a lot of moisture in this racing surface. Dwayne Williams in the 40 trying to gain that distance that he lost, but it doesn't look to be the case here in this one. 2 laps to go with your leader now taking the white flag lap, Mike Walling. He went and raced national event last February. I say last February, it was a month ago. He blew a motor on Thursday, got one together, raced Friday, won Friday, and now he wins a heat race here tonight. The 29, Mr. Mike Walling, getting it done. Service, Tracy Denby Sr. in the 22, Mallory Wishart in the 11, 955 Robert Metz. Scratches. He's having transmission problems. 71 of Chase Breezy with a good jump. He started third row outside, and now he's already in it. Battle for the second place, driving it in nice and hard. Eddie Holly trying to get that back end to rotate to get a run. Pushes that rear end out. But up front, John Weibel, one of the strong limited modified drivers here at GTRP, is going to have to deal with the 71 of Chase Breezy coming in hot to turns 3 and 4. Breezy is known for having that real smooth factory stock, and he got him a limited modified, raced it at the Texas Grand, had a little bit of bad luck, but ended up having a pretty good showing, hoping to continue on that positive note here into 2018.
71. 20. 22. 12.
Back in the pack right now, the 12 of Mason Baker, trying to find a lane around the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. Baker makes a mistake, scrubs off some speed, and there goes his opportunity, and that car is for sale. I have been told that they're wanting 10-8 for it. The race ready. This is his first time in a limited modified here tonight.
Lap 5.
Trying to find his way around the wheel of that car. But your leader has checked out.
22.
He now has himself a straightaway on second place going into turn 3. John Weibel, hot chassis, has been working for him, and he is looking hot here tonight.
71. 20.
2 laps to go, lap traffic at the 11 of Mallory Wishart. Is going to stay up out of the way. Weibel trying to get that car to rotate to the inside to exit low as the white flag waves. Here it is, trying it again, works his way around nice and smooth. Lap car doesn't slow him down enough for Chase Breezy to have a shot. And your leader in turn 3 and coming now in a turn 4, the 18, Mr. John Weibel, getting it done here in the limited modified heat race. Chris Townsend with his eyes open, and he's awake for that green flag. It seems like he was the only one that went, but here comes Jayton Brown in the 11. White and orange makes his way from the back of the pack already into a battle for the second place spot, going down the backstretch with the 30K of Cameron Cook.
Fifth and the sixth place.
30. Or 11, I'm sorry, 6, 30.
Jayton Brown trying to find a way around Cook,
Fifth and sixth place.
wanting to see what line that Cook is going to run so he can plan his attack.
Third place is a rookie.
Okay, so 22 and 12 didn't show up. I got you.
27.
Jayton Brown going with the patience strategy,
Lap 3.
trying to wait for a mistake, running that same line, but your leader right there, the number 6 of Christopher Townsend,
Draw arrows on it.
if he stays clean and green on this heat race, he may be able to go flag to flag, as the 30 of Cameron Cook doesn't seem to have anything for him at the moment. But as we know in this sport of dirt track racing, your luck can change in a heartbeat.
27. 29. We go without one, you gotta wait.
You have to go modified.
Yeah.
Big ass.
Next lap. 30. 11.
1, 2, 3. Our lead group equally split apart in distance. I have a feeling that it's safe to say if the 30 and 11 had a better start out of the gate, this would be a much tighter battle for the race lead as the white flag waves for Chris Townsend from LaPorte, Texas. Going into turn 3, ready to come out of 4, holding on to it. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Flag to flag, your Bush's Chicken Heat Race winner, the number 6 of Chris Townsend. Grove and hold, rounding out your field. Watch these guys fly, and we're going to touch on the front stretch. They do maintain control of those machines, keeping that dreaded caution flag away. Holding our breath and going to jump to the left. We can go clean and green through lap number 1 already. A quick battle for the lead. Buford in the 01. Trying to work a line around your race leader right now.
41.
2 laps down, and 41T from Pearland, Texas. Tanner Dunlap, pardon me, has the line that Buford wants. Waiting for that mistake. Not going to happen right there. Trying to find a little bit of an extra line or momentum to make his way around, but Dunlap has that choice line, preventing Buford to get up there and make a change. A little bit further in the pack, though, great battle shaping up for your 3rd and 4th place spot right now.
29.87.
Isaiah Garcia in that white 17.
New lap. 41. 01. 17. 1. 29.87.
Kevin Batterby in that 1K.
Okay. 41.
Losing some distance on Garcia, but back up front, Buford and Dunlap heating up with 2 laps to go. Here comes Tanner Dunlap to the inside. Dunlap with a slider going into turn number 3. Can he hold it side by side with the white flag waving? Final turn, final time right now in this white flag lap. Dunlap now looking at the back bumper of the 01 of Weldon Buford. He stayed patient, waited for the opportunity. Here he is on a turn 4, taking the checker. Ladies and gentlemen, the 01 of Weldon Buford getting it done. Green flag is in the air, folks. Here we go. It is showtime. Matt McDade looking for a line into turns 1 and 2, and he finds one. With these mini sprints on this tight track, it's one of those things you got to hold your breath to make it through the first couple laps. 61, Luke Lucas holding on to the lead, looking smooth. with John Pate
61.
on the chase.
20.
Preston Perlmutter and the number 42P right there in that fourth place spot, working at a battle for third and second, all in one right now. The 77 of John Pate with his hands full.
20. And the last three are that one, and that one. Have no idea. 61, 77, 20, 42, 71.
That number 20 of Brandon Schnotz looking nice and fast in that group. Battle for the third place spot heating up. Once again, they spaced out. Now we're back together a little bit. John Pate with Schnotz and Perlmutter on his back bumper. Perlmutter working his way, hits the brakes, makes a mistake, but here comes Schnotz.
All right, 2 left. Here we go.
2 laps to go right now. John Pate trying to hold on side by side with the number 20 of Schnotz. Pate throws it down to the bottom, as does the 20 of Schnotz. And second place spot is Brandon Schnotz with the white flag waving on your race leader, the 61, with John Pate still trying to deal with pressure from the 42 of Perlmutter. White flag waving, though, on your leader out of turn number 4. Flag to flag, Mr. Luke Lucas from Alvin, Texas, getting it done in your Lucas Oil Heat Race. Outside, Colin Trailer, Chuck Dunlap, and Dave Herbeck round out your field as the yellow comes out. So we'll just do a complete restart. Jarrett Yorth, your pole sitter. They're nice and patient, waiting for Ouchie to set them loose. And here we go, green flag racing for your Ultra Shield Heat Race. And whoa, we've got one biking around. He does stay on all 4 tires. That's the 58 of Jarrett Yorth, 91, who brought out that caution that almost went over. Luckily, he did keep the tires on the ground and not in the air. Nice tight racing right here through turns 3 and 4 for this third, fourth, and fifth place spot.
91, 540.
Robert Hebert and Cody Swear right there. Cody Swear in that orange and black, number 1 in the third place spot, with Bash Ferguson in the blue 91 moving up the field with a purpose. Now side by side with Cody Swear. Swear and Ferguson into turns 1 and 2. Ferguson with the advantage. Swear has a little bit of a run, but checks up to stay off the tires of Ferguson. Now back in that third place spot.
17. 91, 541.
Robert Hebert all alone in an island in that second place spot, with Bash Ferguson in the blue 93 charging up quickly. Cross flags halfway home. Ferguson trying to make something happen.
44, and 1 is off.
The 58 of Colin Trailer in the fourth place spot right now.
17.
Slow corner for Ferguson, opening the door.
Now, 44.
That is my mistake. The 541 of Chuck Dunlap
91.
is battling at it with the 91 of Bash Ferguson. And Dunlap has the spot back in the third place spot with the white flag waving on your leader,
58.
the 58 of Jarrett Yorth.
91.
Yorth and Ferguson got tangled up into that first corner,
Checker flag.
and after that, it was off to the races.
58.
No pun intended. Getting it done here in the Ultra Shield Heat Race. Jarrett Yorth. See Albert Kelly to the outside. Drew Caudle, Cody Duke, and Justin Lawson round out your field. We touch again going into turns 1, and we've got a rollover.
Check the left rear tire on the 29. I believe it's flat.
That was Mike Walling in the 29.
29, Walling's over there.
And the 6C of Caleb Paget having a little touch and go, and Paget taking a tumble. Foul restart and a turn for Kendall Batterby in the 15K is going to be your leader down into turns 1 and 2 after the caution, where we had one take a tumble. Battle here heating up right now. Good move on the exit for the number 26. Of Cody Duke. Now battle for the race lead, heating up side by side. I look down to read a name, and boy, folks, we have a new race leader. The 26 of Cody Duke. Rocket sled on rails, runs his way up to the front and starts to go shopping for some oceanfront property in Arizona, buying up some real estate. Side by side is Batterby and the 6 of Paget. Nice pass right there on the inside line.
26.
And the clean spot for Paget.
26.
Kendall Batterby in the 15K now with a little bit of worry, as it looks like Kendall begins to slow a little bit off the pace as that 4th place car is starting to reel her in very quickly as she slows from those in front of her. That's the 2K of Albert Kelly in that 4th place spot. Your race leader up front, looking at 2 laps to go right now. Cody Duke starting to slow with lap traffic, trying to pick a lane of where he's going to go, but here comes Paget. Caleb Paget right behind him. This one is going to go down to the exit of turn 4. He tried it but didn't get it done. The 26 of Mr. Cody Duke from Montgomery, Texas gets your Ultra Shield Heat Race win. Is going to go green. They decided to split out for some reason, but no one jumped. But there's going to be a great move right around the bottom of 3 wide for just a short moment as he found the gas pedal and he took off. Clean and green through lap number 1 here. Jacob Lucas in the 57, always fast. He went up to Tulsa, Oklahoma and raced in the Tulsa shootout. He likes that cushion riding up there, hanging that right rear out, high side and handsome, taking that momentum, getting anything that he can, but a mistake there is going to cost him some ground as Colton Corbin in that 29C staying consistent around the bottom, hitting those marks. And Lucas now is going to try the bottom 2 through turns 1 and 2. It is a cat and mouse game here for the race lead. Whoa, Jacob Lucas kicks it up on 2 tires, but maintains control of that car. Holy cow, folks, that one could have been bad in the blink of an eye. Battle heating up here in the 3rd place spot with your pole sitter there, the number 10 of Patrick Lundy, trying to stay around the bottom and hold his line to the best he can. Lundy holding on. 36 of Dewey Townsend from LaPorte, Texas, doing anything he can to try to find a little bit of a lane around him. Your white flag is waving now on your race leader. Here he is, folks, in turn 3 and coming on out of turn 4 for your little Tux Truck Accessory Heat Race win. The number 29 of Colton Corbin from Kaufman, Texas. 17, Dustin Hawkins. 22B of Brittany Owens. And we are green flag racing. Savannah Lovell touching the brakes, while Matthew Chanick in the 1M holding them up just a little bit. Corey Neal Jr. in the C7 with Dustin Hawkins in the 17 working their way around. Hawkins trying to peek to the inside. Chanick holding him up side by side as Chanick and Hawkins down the front stretch. Corey Neal Jr. testing out the cushion, and it's a little loose for him as he kicks that back end down, but your race leader right now, 17 of Mr. Dustin Hawkins.
Set new left, ready? 17, 1, 7.
This is Dustin's first race here in the rookie limited modified class. And Chanick makes a mistake, and here comes the C7 of Corey Neal Jr. Young man, 14, 15 years old in that C7. He is a certified shoe. We got to see some good driving from him last season. And he is picking up right where he left off. Her first time in 2018 in this new car in that 83 Savannah Lovell.
17.
She drove rookie limiteds a little bit last year towards the end of the season. Now she has her own ride. And she's still testing it out and feeling it out. This is her second time in this car on a racetrack. Chanick taps the wall a little bit in turns 1 and 2.
17.
And Savannah Lovell seems to be getting the hang of it. Letting the car roll over, rotate, and rolling back in the gas. But out front, though, looking nice and strong, the 17 of Dustin Hawkins is 2 laps to go. And that Faith Family Construction 17. Wide flag waving for Dustin Hawkins. He's coming up on the 22B of Brittany Owens. Brittany Owen has never been in a race car at any point in her life except on a test and tune day. So this is her first time getting to experience real green flag racing. And the leader out of turn 4, taking the checker, ladies and gentlemen, the 17 of Mr. Dustin Hawkins getting the rookie limited modified heat race win. Green is in the air. Here we go. 2 very good drivers on the pole with Randy Lovell and Calvin Tucker. Randy Lovell is back in the factory stock ball game. He's been in street stocks for a very long time, still races the street stock, just got a factory stock last season. So he's having to switch from a little bit more freeing rules to something that's a little bit more stock. But as they say in Days of Thunder, there's nothing stock about a stock car. And Lovell is bouncing like a basketball. And still able to stay in his line in turns 1 and 2. Calvin Tucker in that 83 trying to do what he can to get an opportunity to take down Randy Lovell. As everyone knows, Randy Lovell, though, makes the mistake. He took the words right out of my mouth when I was about to say that Randy Lovell is very consistent and doesn't open the door often, but that door is open, and Calvin Tucker is walking on through it. Calvin Tucker has the advantage into turns 1 and 2, gets a little crossed up there, scrubs off speed, but it doesn't affect it too much.
Next lap.
Crossed flags halfway home for Calvin Tucker in that 83. While the other 83 is on the chase. Lovell's trying to find a line in this racing surface where his car's not going to bounce too much. He's got some soft springs in there right now. And Calvin Tucker hit that same bump that Lovell had earlier. Two laps to go right now. Randy Lovell with a little bit of a run on the exit, but Calvin Tucker pulls away. Lovell may have something working for him here. He's got 2 laps to get it done. Now he's within striking distance. He's got The bullseye target set on that first place spot with a white flag waving. 4 more turns to make it happen. Can Randy Lovell pull off the upset and take this lead away from Calvin Tucker? And yes, he does. Calvin Tucker hits the bumps, the same ones that Randy hit, but the car didn't handle it that well this time around. And Randy Lovell in the 83 takes your factory stock heat race win. That leg planted in the ground, ready to throw the green. Here we are, folks. It is showtime. The Fergusons in the 91 and 92 have a rough start. They're going to have to do a little bit of work here, but already in this front 3 cars, we are shaping up to a good race. Batterby, and Lundy. 1, 2, 3. Kendall Batterby out front, trying to hold off Kevin Batterby. Kevin looking to the inside on a turn 4. Kevin trying to peek to the inside once again. That's going to be the line he's going to try to use to get around Kendall.
Next lap. 15.
He's almost got enough figured out here on this racing line, and there's a mistake from Kendall Batterby. And the 15 pushes up out of her line a little bit, but that is not going to help Kevin.
9.
Kevin falls back in line.
91, 92, 9.
Your leaders can change here any second as Kevin and Kendall Batterby are both trying to take this top spot. Kendall out front. She was your pole sitter. And Kevin now still trying to stay right there in that low line of the racing surface. He's able to get a run, but he's not able to get enough to make the pass happen.
Next lap. 91, 92.
The daughter, Kendall Batterby, showing Daddy how it's done right here. He doesn't have anything for her in this B main so far just yet. He's tried a couple different lines, trying to enter that corner in a few different ways to get a run on the exit, but he can't make it happen.
10, 91, 92.
Hey, Montel Robert, can they bring the trophies over here to the flag stand?
Kevin is within a car length.
15, 1, 10.
And just hanging tight. We saw it happen earlier in the heat race. Stayed patient, waited for the opportunity, and here comes the opportunity, but no. Kendall slams the door.
New lap. 15, 1.
Lap traffic may come into play here. Kendall works her way around, but leaves the door open, and there goes Kevin Batterby to the inside. Your new race leader,
New lap.
Unless there's something wrong.
Kevin Batterby.
Try to change it. You're okay. I would rather.
Now trying to stretch the legs just a little bit as that lap car turned out to be the difference maker in the battle for the race lead.
Lap starting right now. Ready? 1, 15, 10, 91, 92.
So now Patrick Lundy and Bash Ferguson
New lap.
have themselves a nice little
15, 10,
skirmish going here for the third place spot. We're taking the top 5. So right now both Batterbys are locked in.
White flag. White flag.
Here we go.
2 laps to go right now. Kevin Batterby followed by Kendall Batterby
91 lap down. 10,
with a 91K
8,
of Jake Kilma a lap down. Stirring things up a little bit here for these leaders as they're trying to advance that position for the final transfer spot.
91 K's a lap down, then 92.
White flag waving here for Kevin Batterby, and here he is on a turn 4. Stayed patient, made the move. Kevin Batterby getting your first B main win here, and a good start with our printers. So we missed a sheet for the lineup, so the numbers may be a little slow, but will not hesitate. We'll get them as we go. There's no doubt about that. We do stay clean and green through that first corner. Battles right now already kind of shaping up, trying to pick their way around who they're going to get. Top 5 is who we are taking. Your final transfer spot is the 4A of Colton Audelet. And now Audelet there side by side, working his way up, dives it down to the bottom, almost collects one. But your pole sitter there, the 42 of Preston Perlmutter, stretching his legs and not going to give anyone an opportunity to try and take this thing away from him. Battle for the third place spot. Audelet in his way, moving up to the front very quickly. He's got Dave Herbeck in the 44 in his crosshairs, trying to find a line around him. One to the inside, peeks through. Audelet with a great run on the exit of turn 3. He's going to now jump to the high side and gets that momentum off that as well, and that is Mike Walling in the number 29. Driving the wheels off, Colton Audelet touches the back of Audelet, and Audelet takes a tumble as well as another car. And hot on the chase, Mike Walling in that number 29. He is the points champion from 2017. One pushes up, gets a little close to the wall there, making everybody a little nervous with that one. We are taking the top 5, so the 71 is in your final transfer spot. Matt McDade, 71, your final transfer spot.
44, 71, 87. Next lap. 42, 29, 29 Wally, 44, 71, 87.
Mike Walling and the number 29. A little bit off the pace from the leader, so he's looking to sit good in that second place spot with us taking the top 5. Touching the wall, though, that 44 machine.
Next lap, 42.
Of Dave Herbeck. Back here in the pack, our transfer spot heating up.
71 and 87.
Herbeck making them a little nervous here in turns 3 and 4, but back up front. Good battle here. Mike Walling having to find the wheel here.
29.
We've got the 29 of Mike Walling and the 29T of Dan Tucker. So 29 and 29 back and forth for the second place spot. Walling has the blue and red, and he is on the outside, and Tucker is on the inside in the black and yellow.
71, 87, 42.
Joan it up here, 2 laps to go.
71, 87,
Preston Perlmutter
44 is off.
getting ready to come into 3 and 4 and take that white flag.
29.
And now Walling separates himself from Tucker. And out of turn 4, folks, here we go. Put it together. The 42P getting B main 2 win, Mr. Preston Perlmutter. Setting the pace, Randy Corndog level to his outside. Here we go. The green is in the air. It's showtime. Randy leads him down into the corner. Ron Brown going to see if he can have some magic and luck working with him, and he looks like he may have a shot at it, but gets a little loose on the exit.
83, 58.
Daryl Goins in the number 12, getting a little close to that wall all the way here from Alabama. Did him some traveling, and the 911 of Nathan Renfro in that 4th place spot, he did some traveling too. He got to the track, something broke. They drove all the way back to the shop in Houston, came back to Beaumont to race here in the A main. and he's working his way now side by side with Daryl Goins into turns 1 and 2. Renfro down the bottom. Goins, his first time here, navigating around the high banks of GTRP. And something goes wrong for Daryl Goins. Almost gets a nice little tap there from the 9 of Scott Barber, and actually scrubs Barber out of a spot there. But here we go, back up front. The 58 of Ron Brown has to start getting something together as the 911 of Nathan Renfro is moving on up with a purpose. He started at the back after getting all the way here from Houston again. He's working the lower line of the racing service. Ron Brown right there in the middle. He is the only car out here that is a leaf spring car. The rest of these guys are running regular old springs and shocks, but he's on leaf springs. And Ron Brown now having to hold that line because here comes Renfro. Leader going to restart it. Randy's going to take him all the way to the exit. And Ron Brown dives down to the bottom, hangs it sideways, makes a mistake, but holds on to it. Renfro jumping a little bit of the berm there. Ron Brown swinging door there on the hinges, taps the 911 of Renfro, puts him into the wall. And now the new dress on the yellow banana has a nice dent there in the right rear quarter panel. Tough break there for Nathan Renfro and the 911. Cross flags halfway home we are, with Randy Lovell out front stretching his legs. And Ron Brown there in the 58 gathering himself back up. So on that restart, Ron went in kind of hard, but the one that didn't is the 83 of Randy Lovell. He hit his mark. He's got this factory 41 chassis figured out. And he has turned his cruise control button on. So Randy Lovell now with the 16 of Thomas Pepper. May be one to watch out for. 16 pulls down to the infield, gives Randy plenty of room. And Randy Lovell. And Ron, back in the back there. Thomas Pepper and Ron Brown have a little collision. I was looking the other direction and missed it. Here we go. Gonna try to stay clean and green to finish this one out. Ron Brown trying to reel in Randy Lovell, hanging that back end out with 2 laps to go. And Scott Barber there and the number 9. Still figuring that setup and these corners out just a little bit, but up front, Ron Brown and Randy Lovell. Ron has an opportunity here as the white flag waves, waiting for a mistake from Lovell. He's within a couple car lengths. Can Ron hold on and get it done, or will Randy shut the door? In 3 and 4, here we are coming on out. The 83 of Randy Corndog Lovell. The green is in the air, the throttle is down. It is showtime. Nick Hunter in the blue, number 9, and Dwayne Williams there side by side on the exit of turn 4. Williams up there on the high side. Nick Hunter working the bottom, trying to get a little bit of moisture that's left in that low line, while Nick Hunter is working the top end, getting the momentum off the top. Williams hitting a little bit of the bumps there in turns 3 and 4, upsetting the car. So the opportunity here for Nicholas Hunter is going to be to stay smooth and not hit the bumps and hope that Williams will hit him, upset his car.
Are you going to play our intro for the 600s?
Uh-huh.
Not the restricted, just 600. We're going to do it full wide. Yeah.
Okay. Mike Walling, your race leader, carrying that left front. His car is nice and hooked up. He's got this setup dialed in. Whoa, Mike Walling.
57.
Hooked up to the point where it made him jump.
7.
Working around lap traffic here. Makes his way. Safe and sound. That's the 14H of Robert Hemler, excuse me there.
57.
And now around the 8 of Kerry Kramer, both Walling and Williams.
40. 8 is left. 9. 14 is left.
Mike Walling has that 29 machine like a rocket sled on rails here at the quarter-mile high banks of Golden Triangle Raceway Park. Doesn't look that Williams has anything for him here.
8 is left. 14 is left.
Crossed flags with another lap car in his sights.
40. 9. 7 is left.
And that's going to be Kevin Carl in the yellow and black 57. Walling not straying far from that line, keeping it right there in the middle of the racing groove, not really on the bottom around the tires or on the cushion.
9.
And around goes Kevin Carl. Luckily, the 40 of Dwayne Williams timed it right, got the gas and missed him. 14H pulls into the infield of Robert Hemler.
57.
And he looks like he's going to try to, nope, he's just going to go ahead and park it down there.
9.
Well, the number 9 of Nick Hunter in this third place spot, an island all by himself.
29. 40. 8 is a lap car. 57.
Nick Hunter doesn't have his graphics on his car yet, so he just has a black X on it.
7 is a lap car.
But he usually drives the number 9. Found out that his brother Taylor Hunter, who drives the number 3, he went to the rodeo to go see Cody Johnson.
8 is
Texas Country Dirt Track Racing. Texas Country Dirt Track Racing. Well,
9.
he sure missed a good opportunity here tonight because this track is fast. Kevin Carl now getting around the 8 of Kerry Kramer. And back up front, your race leaders into turns 1 and 2. Mike Walling only has a couple of car lengths on the 40 of Dwayne Williams with one slowing. White flag waves for your race leader, the 29 of Mike Walling, and Dwayne Williams within a couple lengths. But makes a mistake there and gives it all back with Mike Walling coming out of turn 4, hits the bump, holds on, checkered flag waving, the 29 of Mr. Mike Walling of Tracy Denby Sr. rounds out your field. Eddie Holly making a great quick run to the front, trying to get something happening for him in this direction. With John Weibel now side by side, checks up on the brakes to stay out of Chase Breezy.
71, 18, 20, 12, 11.
Up front, Chase Breezy trying to hold off the always fast John Weibel.
Lap 2 coming
Weibel knows this quarter mile like the back of his hand. This is Chase's first time at GTRP in a limited modified, and he is showing us that he knows how to get it done. Hitting a big bump there is the 18 of John Weibel. You can see that car really unload there as it stands up on its springs.
20. 12.
We've got a couple little bumps developing through turns 1 and 2. That's going to come into play as the racing continues. Drivers going to use this to their advantage to try to plan their passes. Weibel rotates it all the way around. Carries that left front a little bit to the help of the bumps. Weibel doing everything he can to try to make a move on Chase Breezy, but he has the line locked down.
12, 22, and 11.
John Weibel with another run side by side on the exit, but Breezy gets the advantage and a little bit of breathing room down the front stretch. Weibel having to reel him back in. 3 and 4 has been a good corner for Weibel. This is where he's going to set up for a pass as we are cross flags halfway home. Battle for the lead from the get-go. Brakes are hit to stay out of Breezy. Lap car could come into play. Mallory Wishart there in the 11. On the brakes are both drivers.
20.
A mistake by Weibel. He saves it. Does not let the yellow come out.
New lap, 71.
Chase Breezy all by himself with no one to pressure him.
20. 22. 12 off.
The 12 of Mason Baker is going to pull off.
71. 18. 11.
John Weibel in the Mid-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram 18 trying to get a little groove back after
New lap.
losing that confidence there that he had going. Was in a wonderful opportunity, pardon me. A little bit towards the back here.
11 laps.
Eddie Holly in the number 20 working his way around lap traffic. The 11 of Mallory Wishart. Eddie Holly on the brakes hard.
18.
He's got a new setup going for that number 20 Ed's transmission A1 Reynolds there.
2 to go. 70.
Eddie Holly works his way around nice and clean. 2 laps to go for your race leader out front. Chase Breezy in the 71.
20.
Now reeling in the 11 of Wishart is the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr.
White flag.
But right here on the front stretch, your white flag waving for the 71 of Chase Breezy out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Weibel doesn't seem to have enough of an opportunity to gain the ground back on him. Out of turn 4, getting it done here, the 71 of Chase Breezy. Restrictors mini sprints, 20 lap A main out front. Never mind, caution flag.
Hey, you can hear me? He heard you.
Cameron Cook out front after 1, clean and green. We're going to make it 11 right there.
27.
Yeah.
Jayton Brown
29.
Well, they wanted to.
trying to reel in the number 6 of Chris Townsend, but here comes Townsend on Cook. Townsend has a good ride. We saw it fast earlier in their heat race.
27. 29.
And he's going to look to try to build on that speed that he had earlier, but right now the one who's got it on lock, Cameron Cook out of New Caney, Texas in the 30K.
Same order, same lap.
Townsend bobbling a little bit through turns 1 and 2, opening the door for the 11 machine of Jayton Brown.
Same order.
I'm gonna get my ass handed to me for that story.
1, 2, 3, Cook, Townsend, and Brown.
6,
Track
11, 27.
And here comes the 6 of Townsend to the inside of the 30K of Cook, as is the 11 of Jayton Brown. And the 29 machine of Kinsley Cook almost takes out your leaders. Cameron Cook
6, 11, 30, 29.
falling back a little bit off the pace as Chris Townsend and Jayton Brown start to stretch their legs.
New lap. 6, 11.
Cameron, she had this one locked down but started to slow down just enough
27.
for when that lap car got there to be a factor for Townsend and Brown to make their way around.
6, 11, 30, 29 lap, 27. New lap, top 3 the same, 6, 11, 30.
Townsend and Brown out
9 lap, 27.
front, working right there along the bottom of the racing surfaces where they have found success. None of these restrictors are any further up than that on the racing groove. Chris Townsend there in the number 6 coming up on lap traffic. The number 29 of Miss Kinsley Cook. Their first time around, Kinsley chopped down on the line and almost took them out, but missed the leaders by about a few feet. And now it's going to help out the 11 of Jayton Brown
6, 29.
as Cook and Townsend almost touch. Brown looks to the inside of Kinsley.
27. New lap. 6, 11, 29, 2000.
Jayton Brown gets his way around there.
27. New lap. 6, 11, 29, 2 laps down. 27.
So here with a great showing in this second place spot from Richmond, Texas, Jayton Brown. This is his first time in a restrictor mini sprint. So his first time in a mini sprint, first time at GTRP, running a very fast lap here with 2 laps to go. Out front, on cruise control, he set it and forget it. The number 6 of Christopher Townsend from LaPorte, Texas. With the white flag in the air, he's got 2 more corners in the way of that checkered flag. And is he going to find it? Yes, he is. Out of turn forward, ladies and gentlemen, the number 6 of Chris Townsend.
That's right, folks. It's the good old bad boys of the Power Eye Lone Star 600 Mini Sprint Series, presented by K&K Earthworks. Here they are, race fans. Get on your feet and make some noise. They've traveled from all over the area to be here with you tonight. This is your Lone Star 600 A-Main.
All right, folks, here is your A-Line Pro Power Eye Lone Star 600 A-Main presented by K&K Earthworks, your pole sitter. Weldon Buford in the 01, the 29C of Colton Corbin from Kaufman, Texas. Cody Duke from Montgomery inside row 2. Brandon Schnotz to his outside. Luke Lucas from Alvin, Texas. Followed by Robert Hebert, Chuck Dunlap, Jarrett Yorth, Colton Paget inside row 5 to his outside. The 57 of Jacob Lucas, Tanner Dunlap in the 11. Isaiah Garcia, Dewey Townsend. Inside row 7 to his outside, the 77 of John Pate. Inside row 8, the 1K of Kevin Batterby. Preston Perlmutter to the outside, Kendall Batterby right behind her father. Mike Walling in the 29, the number 10 of Patrick Lundy. Patrick Lundy, yes, followed by Dan Tucker, Bash Ferguson, Matt McDade, Tim Ferguson, and Nick Grovenhold. The lights are out, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The green flag is now in the air. It's his showtime. Jump start on the 01 of Weldon Buford.
Who's on the front row?
Waiting to have a clean start this time around, and we do. It is showtime. That's the 29T of Dan Tucker. That pulls to the infield, but back up front. Here we go, trying to make it clean and green through lap number 1. A lot of slide jobs going through turn 3 and 4.
That's all we got. We'll get them next time. I'm sorry, it's hard.
Battle here for the 3rd place spot right now. The 6 up front. Trying to reel him in right now. He had a good opportunity, and we've got the ruts playing into his favor. Side by side down into turns 3 and 4 we go. One up there on the cushion, but that's not going to have enough. Here comes the 57 of Jacob Lucas, passes the 61 of Luke Lucas. And we've got some around in turns 1 and 2 to bring out our caution flag here. And just a little Buford getting ready to go green, and here we are out of 4, back underway. Battle here for the 5th place spot. Back and forth we go. The 61. Oh, the 01 of Buford goes hard into the infield. Jacob Lucas in the 57, hard down low, touches a tire, and that's going to take us into the next caution. Green is up once again. The 61 of Luke Lucas bops out of line. Now the 58 there of Jarrett Yorth from the Woodlands, Texas, has himself a nice start, but had to get on the brakes to fall back in line because they cannot pass before the cone.
17-1, 541, 29, 42, 36, 77, 15.
All the drivers working around the bottom of the racing surface. None of them are trying the top end. Kind of follow the leader for the most part. And here we go, Mike Walling in that number 29. He raced his way into the A from the B with a great move on the exit of turn 2. Good momentum working the bottom. Here he is coming out of turn number 4. with that yellow and black one in his sights.
29, 6, 61, 58. 20, 17, 1, 29, 42, 541, 77, 36, 91, 50, 71, 70, 87, and 10. So we got a black all over. 29, 6, 61.
Things starting to get a little sketchy here in the back as a 17G of Isaiah Garcia works his way around the 29 of Mike Walling. Out of turn 2, down the backstretch we go, setting ourselves up for a good turn 3. Isaiah Garcia, the only guy out of the groove, running there about the middle of the corner. Through turns 3 and 4, he found the bumps and says, "Now I'm going to go back down to the bottom."
29, start over. 29, 6, 57, 58, or 20, 1, 29, 17, 42, 70.
Isaiah Garcia and Preston Perlmutter in that 42P side by side into turns 3 and 4. Cross flags halfway home. Perlmutter gets a spot through turns 3 and 4 now. In his crosshairs is going to be to try to reel in that fast 29 of Mike Walling. But, you know, out front, after resuming the race lead, the 17 of Robert Hebert from Fannett, Texas.
61, 58, 21, 29,
Excuse me, pardon me. That is the 29C who is your race leader.
17, 15, 77, 541, 17, 10, start over, 29.
I was off a few cars. Colton Corbin inherited the lead there from Weldon Buford. And he's on an island all on his own. He doesn't really have lap traffic to bother him right now. He's just got to stay consistent, hit the marks, and keep that second place car at bay.
42, 1, 29, 42, 77, 91, 36, 17, 50, 71, start over. 29, 6.
And that is the 6C of Paget trying to reel him in. With lap traffic coming into play right now, could be the opportunity for Paget in turns 3 and 4 to try to gain a little ground here, but doesn't seem to be the case, as Corbin is working his way around nice and smooth through turns 1 and 2.
77, 91, 36, 17, 50, 71. Start over. 29, 6, 50, 61, 58.
Lap cars battling at it, with Paget trying to find a lane around and not having to sit on the brakes, but he can't have anything going for him right now as this group of 4 lap cars are allowing the 29C of Corbin to really stretch his legs.
91, 36.
With 5 laps to go. Clean and green right now. Corbin out there. And now the 6C of Paget has made his way through with a caution right there on the exit of turn 2. Hitting his marks and seeing if he can finish this one out, but he's going to have his hands full right now as the 58 of Jarrett Yorth and company are on the chase. 61 right there with him also is Luke Lucas, and in that second place spot, the 6C of Corey Paget. Paget, Lucas, and Yorth in that little group right there on the chase of Corbin. Luke Lucas getting a little tangled up on the 6C of Paget. Paget is in his way. Lucas is trying to go. And now here comes side by side out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Drumming it up, 2 laps to go. Gonna get a very, very good finish from this one here. Mike Walling jumps now into that 3rd place spot, trying to work around the 61 of Luke Lucas, and he's gonna make it happen down the backstretch. White flag waving for your race leader, but we've got some great battle racing going on here in the back. Jarrett Yorth trying to work his way around of Luke Lucas now through turns 1 and 2, but out front, folks, put it together coming out of turn number 4, the 29C of Mr. Colton Corbin, getting it done. The 83 of Savannah ain't got time for that level, and Matt Chanik to her outside. Here we go into turns 1 and 2. Hawkins leads them down with Neal Jr. on the chase level, getting in the gas side by side with Corey Neal Jr. Neal Jr. works his way around, and Matt Chanik now with a good run out of turn number 4. Slings it on in there. Hawkins working on hitting his marks, trying to hold off the always fast C7 of Corey Neal Jr. Chanik makes a mistake, opens the door for Savannah Lovell. Young man, 14-15, in that 7C, holding his own. He's waiting for an opportunity to strike as he's hitting those marks and slowly but surely gaining ground on the 17 of Hawkins. Hawkins holding on in the 17. Would be looking at a great comeback right here with the C7 of Corey Neal Jr. on the chase. Jr. makes a mistake. May cost him a little bit further back. Here we go. Savannah ain't got time for that level, trying to hold off the one of Matt Chanik. Lovell starting to get her groove in that hot chassis. It is a brand new car to her. She was running a different limited last year, so now she's having to learn a whole new setup. And slowly but surely, she's getting it figured out. But you know who's got something figured out is your leader, the 17 of Dustin Hawkins. And around goes the 22 of Brittany Owens to bring out our first caution. I'll finish this one up right here. Green in the air. Corey Neal Jr. with a great move, trying to get around the 17 of Dustin Hawkins, but it doesn't happen through turns 1 and 2. Neal Jr. has an opportunity after this restart, but can he make anything happen out of it? As does Savannah Lovell. She's now within a few links of the C7. Spinning it up on the flag stand. 2 laps to go for the 17 of Dustin Hawkins. Come on, D. Come on, D. Junior starting to make a big push here, trying to finish strong with a good run. Going in his direction is the 17 of Dustin Hawkins with the white flag waving, and mistakes from the C7 of Corey Neal Jr. He could make it happen right here in the final corners. Ladies and gentlemen, first limited modified win, the 17 of Dustin Hawkins. Green is in the air. We're going to finish this one out with side-by-side racing of Calvin Tucker and Randy Lovell. Calvin Tucker swings it a little wide. And we do stay clean and green. We are going to let him run around there. Your race leader after 183 of Randy Lovell.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting for them now.
Oh, Brenda Smith, one more time.
Y'all come up here, Brenda Smith. We got no shopping with your friend.
Once again, Brenda Schmidt to the press box. Brenda Schmidt to the press box. Randy Lovell staying low right around the tires, as is Don Burton. That has been the line so far here this evening. Not many drivers trying the high line here in the later parts of the night. Kind of about once that second feature rolled around, that top started to go away.
How many would have done that? 155 is 10 seconds. We ain't done yet, just been open it, so.
How many laps we going?
134.
All right, so we're going to do a 100-lap enduro for these three cars. Just kidding. We're going to do 10 laps. We've got 4 down. Cross flags next time by for their 83 of Mr. Randy Lovell.
We're gonna run the 24-hour. Need to do a enduro of it.
Lovell is known for being smooth and consistent, and he is showing that here on these asphalt slick pull-offs. That car is looking nice and uniform right around the corner. About to take 2 laps to go. Calvin Tucker trying to reel in the 155 of Don Burton. Calvin had himself a hard break in that first corner. Went a little heavy on the entrance of the corner, and that back end just came around and said, hello.
That's what this one was to me.
Had 2 laps to go up in second. I had these people covered. I can't wait till he goes work.
Wide flag waving for the 83 of Randy Lovell. And out of turn 4, the 83 of Randy Lovell getting it done.